Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the first season of Superman the Animated Series. Now, as you know, Superman the Animated Series was the second entry in the DC Animated Universe after Batman the Animated Series, which ran from September the 6th to 1996 all the way to February the 12th, 2000. And the show mainly had 4 seasons with 54 episodes. And so I decided to mainly cover season 1 first, and we'll try to review the other seasons. Now, Superman the Animated Series, I would say, is pretty much Bruce Timm attempt on doing something newer, different, and fresher from Batman the Animated Series. And keep in mind the show had 13 episodes, like I said, and keep in mind before you had George Newbern taking on the role of Superman, you had Tim Daly voicing Clark Kent as well as Superman. So the premise of mostly season 1 is meant to start off with the three-parter of The Last Son of Krypton, where we are seeing how Jor-El sends his son Kal-El to the planet Earth, and we see how over time Clark learns his abilities in the second parter, and at the same time slowly moves into Metropolis while dealing with John Corbin as well as Lex Luthor. And I think what the first season gets right at is building up some of the villains, like the gangster Bruno Mannheim, who's part of Intergang. We see how in the fourth episode, Toys and Games, how he ruined Toyman and his father's life, and we see how Toyman ends up becoming a revenge seeker. And I think what the episode gets right at is showing Toyman a bit more deranged, a bit more tragic, and defeated. And the message of the episode is that people's actions will hurt others, and that the person might want revenge. And yeah, with the fifth episode, you do have the episode A Little Piece of Home that introduces the sort of kryptonite rocks, and the episode Feeding Time, episode 6, which introduces Parasite, along with episode 7, Metallo, and episode 8, giving you the introduction of Brainiac. And I think what the series gets right at is also showing how Superman is going to slowly build the Fortress of Solitude in the Arctic. And I think they do that well. And I also do think what they also get right at is showing Metropolis a bit more cleaner, sleeker, and a bit more different from Gotham without the red skies, the dark atmosphere. And in the first season, you do see Batman getting mentioned by Martha, saying how she doesn't want Clark to end up like that nut in Gotham, aka Batman. And you do see Lana in the 11th episode mention about being Clark's Batgirl, which obviously a reference to Barbara Gordon. Now, I would say there were moments where I think the first season could have had longer episodes and trying to build up other lesser-known Superman villains, like Neutron, also Bloodsport, Prankster, also mostly Atomic Skull, and so on. I know you would see Bloodsport and Atomic Skull in Justice League Unlimited, which does work. And I think at the same time, when you got Superman's supporting cast, they do work like characters, like Lois Lane being the kind of sassy but kind of smart reporter, Jimmy Olsen kind of being the box man to the group, Perry White being the kind of demanding boss. And I think when you've got Professor Hamilton, I think he does work like a character. Like, you can tell he is amazed by Superman, and I think him being voiced by Vector Bandit does work. And I think when you got Robert Foxworth voicing him in Justice League Unlimited, it's just meant to show you how corrupt he would later become. And I think Robert Foxworth would always make an amazing Skeletor. And I think as well, what I think they do get right at is adding in Lex Luthor being voiced by Clancy Brown. And I think Lex Luthor in this series works, as he knows how to find loopholes. He gets rid of people who he thinks crosses him or screwed him over, which I think does work. And I think at the same time, I also kind of feel that the episode Stolen Memories does kind of feel more like the 13th episode, as they were kind of building up Brainiac in the third parter and kind of seeing him as a kind of more machine now and different. And I think the episodes as well also do have a bit of a moral or a bit of a cautionary tale, like the message Feeding Time with Rudy Jones getting help from one of his criminal friends. The message of the story is don't leech onto others for help, and sometimes, your parasite behaviour will always come at you. And the message with Metallo in the episode The Way of the Flesh is a message that sometimes the person that hired you will always find a way to get rid of you. And I also think the message with the episode My Girl also has a message that you should always take someone's warnings to heart, as well as not putting yourself in danger for the sake of the thrill of it. And I think the 13 episodes work, as it's like one story connected to that one, and the story leading up from that one. And I think, to me, is that the first season of Superman the Animated Series is definitely okay, but it's a little weak at times. But I think what I give them credit for is given the introduction of Krypton, having them all Silver Age, and having Jor-El and Lara's designs being based mostly on the post-crisis ones. And I am glad they didn't really make Superman too overpowered, but keeping his powers to a minimum. So I think the first season definitely deserves a thumbs in the middle. I think it's alright as a start, but Bruce Timm and the others were having more time trying to do something else than Batman. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.